Right, folks, here we go. We got a best of 5. This is round 1 of the North America Arm the Rebels Cup number 5. And first up, we have 2/3 of RMC with MajicBear and Cheese. Reddles is also actually in the tournament. Obviously, he's playing with a different teammate. I think Reddles is playing with Chronic. I'll have to look at the bracket in a moment. But while I yap, Tawk. We'll flick one to the top shelf and open the scoring for the series. So we have Cheese and MajicBear on one side, and then the other side is Tawk and Tricky. And I imagine that they are maybe not as well known as Cheese and MajicBear at this point. Tawk has certainly had an exciting offseason. I think a lot of people have begun getting to know Tawk this offseason. Starting to make some waves, has some big tryouts, and recent rumors show that he may have found himself a squad with Aqua and J-Naps, if I remember correctly. Now, Tricky, on the other hand, I'm not sure if he has found himself a final roster for 3v3 RLCS, but Tricky is definitely a high-level player. In fact, we actually just recently broadcasted Tricky in Salt Mine Open qualifiers, and he took Daniel to Game 5. I'm sure many, if not all of you, know Daniel. But Tricky is, he's a player to keep your eye on. You can see there, aerial play, flip reset, will set up his teammate. And Talking Tricky, great start to the series. But as I said at the top, we got a best of 5, so plenty of time for Cheese and MajicBear to make a comeback. Of course, it's also only game 1. Certainly no need to jump to conclusions just yet. Cheese, a mistake. Misread on the backboard, and it will cost him. Tawk's going to get a third. You get the following possession as well. Tawk putting together a creative play. Unable to get it across the goal line, so Cheese and MajicBear look to start the offensive press. They haven't really had much possession. It has been fairly back and forth with Tawk and Tricky having the majority of possession and chances on target. MajicBear in a difficult position here. 1v2 situation, and he will concede a fourth. Closing in on the halfway point. And a dominant first half of game 1 for Tawk and Tricky. That's a clean beat, and I think it's on target. MajicBear will try to get the engine running for he and Cheese. Still loads of time. In fact, MajicBear and Cheese waste no time, cutting the deficit in half. 2:18 to play. Now, one of the things that obviously we pay attention to in 1v1s is kickoffs. It's very volatile and a huge part of players grabbing possession and, of course, scoring as well. But it plays a pretty big role in 2v2s as well. This past week has been 2v2 ATR Cups, and we saw in Europe the kickoff strategies were abundant and very effective. We'll see if we get one here after this third goal for Cheese and MajicBear, who got off to a slow start, but they're right back in it. Delayed kickoff from Tricky. Won't really result in much as MajicBear takes control from the backside. Cheese will take over in the midfield as the double. It's on target, but not very threatening, so Tricky will clear to the side. Starting to see Cheese and MajicBear clamp down a little bit on the offensive side. Maybe another opportunity. Cheese is on target, but Tricky. Good for the save. Tawk is dispossessed, and Tricky has no boost. It's going to be a turnover of possession. Is down here in the blue corner. MajicBear with a hesitation will buy himself some space. Now an air dribble over the top of one. It's a handoff to Cheese. Tricky. Big defensive stand once more. Cheese with a demo. That's a fantastic 50-50 from Cheese. I'm sorry, that was MajicBear actually with the demo, and Cheese is the one with possession here. He absorbs the challenge. It bounces straight off the sidewall. MajicBear there for the finish. With 23 seconds to spare, they've tied it up. A disastrous start for the RMC fellas. But a good recovery here in game one. And they complete this comeback and take the dub. Tawk. They have an opportunity. He sends it low in the final 10 seconds despite letting their 4-goal lead dwindle away. Tawk has put one more in for a late lead. Uh-oh. MajicBear will have the final opportunity off the left wall. Tricky with an early pre-jump. Hold on. Still alive. Magic and Cheese both low boost. It's going to be difficult. In fact, Tawk just lets it drop. Tawk and Tricky in a back-and-forth game one will take an early series lead. This time it will be Tricky scoring first, and it is on the back of a Tawk individual effort. MajicBear makes the initial save, but the recovery's a bit too awkward. Cheese and MajicBear grab both midfield boosts. Cheese. This is what we call the rat strats. And I don't know about you all, but I love it. This is some of my favorite Rocket League. Just demo the players, get them out of the way. Leaves an open net for his teammate. Cheese forgoes the midfield boost, the corner boost, in favor of an early challenge. We will circle back for it. Make a save there on the goal line. Oh! Tricky again. Brick wall on defense. MajicBear from his back corner. Ooh. Ooh. Creative air dribble play. Cheese. Some serious speed. Puts a shot on target. But we stay locked at one. And more rat strats. Come on. Look at this. Cheese will collect. Get it past the first one and just delete Tawk from the field. And again, leave the net open. Tawk and Tricky both on 0 boost. Done well to stay goal side. More demos from Cheese. Reset up high near the ceiling. Shows a couple different types of flicks. You can see him spinning his car around. It's not just for flash and flare. His opponents are expecting different types of flicks as he rolls his car around in different directions. Tawk will have possession here, takes it low. He's outplayed one, and he's outplayed a second. Tawk doing him dirty. Ooh, that's a nice flick. Not the touch that Cheese wanted. He will, however, get the midfield boost. MajicBear steps in for the following touch. Tries to send this central, but Tawk has it covered. Lofty clear for Tricky. Actually catches MajicBear in a poor position. Fortunately for the RMC duo, it's off target. Tricky up high, playing for a 50-50. Trying to minimize the downside of that play rather than creating the best possible opportunity for attack. And it's a small difference, but you'll see, and there it is again. Some of these defensive-minded players, they will make sure to stay goal side. They will make sure that they have the biggest hitbox possible behind the ball, rather than trying for an outplay. Final 90 seconds here. Tawk with a missed touch. However, a quick recovery allows him to step forward for the next play. He centered it. MajicBear the first to it. Tricky has stepped forward, pushing that back line above the midfield place. You can feel both teams beginning to get a bit more desperate for the goal. Stretching further. And there it is. MajicBear finds the right side of the net. Tawk stepped a bit too far forward, too early. Drop down pass. Stopped at the goal line. Cheese playing to burn this time. 24 seconds. Tawk with minimal boost, will not be able to create much on that chance. Now Cheese, with possession in the corner, has burned all of the time off the clock. Tawk wants to keep it close, but Cheese stays relevant in the play. In fact, he deletes him. And Tricky has no support. Cheese and MajicBear take game 2, and they tie up the series. Game 3. We are 1-1 in the series. Tawk and Tricky will open the scoring for the 3rd game straight. Layoff pass there in the midfield. MajicBear hands that to Cheese. Now Tawk will return the favor from the prior game, deleting Cheese from the pitch and walking in an open net. And you know, I mentioned in game one that we saw some different kickoff strategies yesterday in the Europe version of ATR. We haven't seen much here. I think the only unique strategy that we've seen is a single delayed kickoff from Tricky. I think it's personal with Cheese and Tawk. I think it's personal. Look at these guys. They're after Cheese. Soft first touch for Magic. It's a second touch, but it's not on target. In fact, Cheese is going to be forced back to his final third. Pass to MajicBear does not connect, so Cheese will pick up where he left off. Tawk heading the other way now. The flip reset. Can't connect on that play either. Couple mistakes. One from each side. That's off target. Maybe a favorable bounce, but MajicBear has the read. And the clear to the sidewall. Tawk has dropped all the way back to his final third. MajicBear accidentally actually pinches that off the post. Cheese may get back in time. No. Tawk and Tricky with a 3-goal lead. We saw this in game one as well. Cheese and MajicBear made it close, but ultimately couldn't come away with a win. See if they can change that result here in game three. Cheese up high, but Tawk up very quickly to shut it down. Ooh. Close one, but Tricky does make the save, as he has all series long. Tricky has been critical for his team's success, specifically on the defensive half. MajicBear looking for bumps, but Tawk positions himself in a difficult place for an opponent to bump. Jeez. He leaves it once more. The same strategy they found success with in the prior game. Threatens a couple plays. A couple of different shots as he falls from the ceiling, but ultimately leaves that for MajicBear. Bumps out the final defender. We've got their first goal in game three. He's looking for some more bumps, but Tawk slips away. Begins his air dribble out of defense. .50 on the goal line. Tawk and Tricky narrowly escape that press from RMC. That's a huge challenge win from Tricky. It may be directly on target. It's not. So RMC the other way. The clock is winding down. They need to make this happen right now. Tricky in an awkward position, but he handles it so well. The in and out save. And that will do it. You're not going to be able to score 2 goals with this little time. Tawk and Tricky on match point. Will we see an early exit from the RMC duo? Or can they push this series to 5? We do have some extreme odds here in the live stream. Let me take a look at it. We had we had 212,000 points bet on Cheese and MajicBear, and only 8.4 thousand points bet on Tawk and Tricky. We're gonna have some serious stash cash, some serious stash cash changing hands here. This time it's actually Cheese that gets demoed, but Tricky knocked into an awkward position, a slow recovery, and 0 boost. Leaves the net open. Now there's a kickoff strategy. Cheese and MajicBear spotted it. In fact, they'll have the advantage. MajicBear shoots, but again, Tricky with the goal line save. So composed. There's been 3 or more opportunities, excuse me, not opportunities, 3 or more different moments where Tricky is just pinned deep with less than 15 boost. He's able to make the save from awkward positions, falling off the backboard, falling off the post. Super impressed with Tricky. The defense he has put up this series. It's a big save from MajicBear. Tawk flip reset air dribble results in a shooting chance for Tricky. It is directly at the goalkeeper, so Cheese sends it away. He's caught in a weird spot here. Fortunately for Cheese and Magic, the shot is wide. Tawk will have another chance. Full tank of boost from the left wall. Soft first touch, air dribble, flip reset pass 1. He's outplayed both defenders, but Tricky shot is weak. Woo! Tricky sidewall double. No contact, but it results in a fake. Tawk with a shot. It's blocked by Cheese. MajicBear just a nuisance in this corner. You can see he and Cheese playing for possession, continuing to drain the time on the clock. Cheese with so much space down the right side. And you can tell he's just not even concerned with scoring. Instead, prioritizing favorable position and keeping his opponent's low boost, pinned in defense. Tawk does extend to the midfield for a full tank of boost, but ends up air dribbling back to his own side with it. MajicBear and Cheese just refusing to let go. Finally, Tawk with a big dive. He may have a chance. The double is good. After Tawk and Tricky were pinned in their final third for what felt like minutes, the moment they break out, Tawk is sure to punish. Tawk and Tricky, just like that. They're right back in it. Tawk with a crazy play, frankly. Demos the first challenge. Cheese gets bumped by Tricky, and the net is open. Tawk is feeling confident. Free jump there. Oh, that's a double commit. Cheese drops it central. MajicBear not positioned for the shot. Tricky decides to sit and wait on the boost. We've got a little bit of confusion there on the side of Tawk and Tricky. It's getting awkward on the backboard. Tawk has done well, but now Tricky's in trouble. Another big save! With Cheese bearing down on him. Hold on! MajicBear comes storming in for a goal at 0 seconds. Cheese off the sidewall, just hovers behind the play. And MajicBear sneaks in for a top shelf shot. We go to game 5. Reynolds is not even playing with these guys, and they still find themselves in game 5. But the Cheese Mobile may have been the secret. Speaking of the Cheese Mobile, MajicBear lofts one off the ceiling. Tawk with a poor touch, and the net is open. Aggressive cheat from MajicBear. Oh, goodness. Jeez. The full send. And Tawk just didn't respect it. Thought Cheese would turn his back. Pass across, finds MajicBear. Takes it slow up the wall. Cheese able to steal a corner boost away as they look to clamp down. Magic steals the other. Tricky and Tawk. They find themselves low. Cheese, precarious position, but he comes up big with a save, avoiding that bump attempt by Tawk. Two-goal lead for the RMC duo, but a lot of time on the clock. However, after game 1, we have not seen as potent of attack from Tawk and Tricky. Whoa. Awkward bounce, but Cheese will send it out to the midfield. Tawk collects. He's got no boost to work with. Slow through the corner. Tricky wisely positions to receive the clear. Now Tricky will pursue the play, but he's got 0 boost. Not much of a threat for Tawk and Tricky. Still low on boost. MajicBear throws that to the backboard. Tawk had an incredible read. And Tricky will find the narrow angle from the corner right at the halfway point. 2:30 on the clock. And they're back within one. A bit of unnecessary urgency there from Cheese and MajicBear. Magic 0 boost, just going to throw one on target. Tawk will clear it to the side and confirm his back corner. Big 50-50 from Tricky. Oh my goodness, everyone's flopping past the ball. Feels like Tricky has spent the majority of this game with 30 boosts or less. Here he is on the goal line once more. 12 in the tank. He does well to sweep it to the side. Now he's full from the corner boost. Woo! MajicBear found the top left corner, but a diving save by Tawk will keep them at a 1-goal deficit. We saw in the past game, while they didn't have many chances, they made the most of the ones they did get. There's a demo power play opportunity, but a big clear from MajicBear. Gives time for Cheese to spawn back in. Tawk has the reset. Tricky chasing Cheese, and they get their chance. Tawk has tied it up. Final minute of gameplay. Tawk up super early. Wins the challenge. MajicBear back in position. Now Tricky from the backboard. Air dribble, flip, reset. Unable to do much with it. In fact, he and Tawk bump into each other, which provides Cheese plenty of time. They bumped again. Tawk and Tricky. Little miscommunication. Tawk has done it. An air dribble flip reset. And he brings it to the ground for the wave dash shot just past Cheese. 9 seconds to play. Cheese will have possession, but he's got no support. MajicBear on 0 boost. And the shot is too weak. Tawk and Tricky take the series in 5.